manager here just said to Lwandile right now, girl, you're not opening. Llama is going to open
Exactly.
this segment.
And then he tries to butter me up by saying, give me your Zulu smile.
Yeah, my love is Zulu, yeah. Crazy things are happening right here. It's Ekse_live on Twitter, Ekse on Cape Town TV, on Facebook, 021-448-0448 is that number to dial to get in contact with us. We're having so much fun in the building. And thank you for choosing us as your source of education, entertainment, as well as information. Right now, we're going to inform you about somebody who's pulling strides on Lwandile when it comes to South. They're putting our country,
name on the block.
Yeah, in
they're
map.
representing us, and it's going to be so interesting because you don't see it coming. Because you wouldn't think, who is putting our name on the map, and what are they doing? Guess what it is? Drum roll, please. We have Owen, who is bartending for South Africa as number one.
Hey.
Did you think of that?
Can you think of that? Yeah, I think they can, since we just told them that.
Right.
Yeah, Owen, welcome to the show, first and foremost.
Thank
you.
you.
Look dapper.
You're so amazing. You do.
Do barmen dress like you?
Or is it just a special occasion?
It's just for Ekse.
World-class bartenders do
What does it take to be a world-class bartender? Do you start mixing your cocktails at the age of 5?
Yeah, you're pretty much born with a bottle in the hand, I guess.
I'm reporting your parents right now.
On a serious note, man.
Look, I mean, to become a world-class bartender, I think it takes quite a lot of hard work. You know, you gotta really work hard at it. And I mean, I think bartending in general, especially in South Africa, goes by the wayside. I mean, you walk into a bar, you get a drink, you know, it's probably an over-sweet Cosmopolitan or a flat beer or something like that.
Sure.
And, you know, I've been doing this for pretty much, let's call it 14 years of my life. You know, I actually left high school early. I was like, okay, I'm done with this school thing. I want to go work. I want to go start my life. I started working in Spur, actually. I started working there as like a clown, you know, like a chico.
Oh, yeah, it's Lwandile's birthday and he comes saying,
yeah, exactly. And then from there, I sort of just, you know, started here and there, working in the bar, helping out in the service bar at that place as well. And then obviously along the way, I started meeting people, you know, and I started meeting people that are actually good at what they do. And I saw a different side to bartending. I mean, I moved to Cape Town in like 2007, sorry, where are we now? Like 2018, 2019?
19.
You see, bartenders
It's
don't
that
know
alcohol.
we don't know time, you know. But basically 2007 I moved here, and I moved here for the bar scene because I heard the bar scene here was quite big. Quite underground at the time, you know, but quite big at the same time. And I mean, back then, flaring was the thing, you know, throwing bottles around. And if you've watched the movie Cocktail, you'll know kind of where that goes. And then I came here and I started working in the scene, and I started bartending, and I started learning about all these, you know, other things that's happening globally. And I mean, when I started bartending, YouTube wasn't even really a thing yet. You know, you couldn't go look at what people are doing. You just kind of see a guy doing something, and you want to. Yeah, you know, you hit yourself in the head with a bottle a few times, and you know, pour horrible drinks, you know, like horribly over-sweet stuff because you're just putting stuff together. And then, you know, in terms of bartending and where it's going now, I think it's really becoming an art and a profession globally, and we are getting to chef status at the moment. You know, the way that I start understanding drinks, or how I started to understand drinks a couple of years ago, is on the next level. And we actually use a lot of chefing techniques in the bar world, you know, to make drinks and to create flavors. I mean, you can go and get yourself like a peanut butter sandwich martini, you know what I mean, and things like that. Yeah, if you wanted to. So, you know, there's a lot of techniques to bring flavors into drinks. And, you know, I also think, like, in terms of my parents, I think they didn't know what I was doing, you know, up until like 6 years ago. They were like, why are you a bartender? And everyone goes, well, you're just a bartender, you know. And to be honest, I mean, when I was 25, I probably pulled around 30K on a good month behind the bar. So, you know, but that's obviously working your little bum off, if I can say it like that. But you know, and that's the thing that people never saw, and it is sort of a rock star industry. It's underground, people don't know, and the people who really are good at it go places. You know what I mean? So I mean, I was a bartender, and I actually quit, and I started selling contracts for a gym, and I was like, what am I doing with my life? And then I went back to bartending, and that's when it all started falling into place. And I started working for a mobile bar company, so where we take bars to the people. And I became a head trainer at one of these companies, and I managed to go to Mauritius with that and open a branch there. And then from there came back, and I worked for another mobile bar company, and then I just sort of got this idea in mind to actually even start my own business. So I started my own business 2015, 4 years running. I just opened a branch in Joburg, and it's all got to do with bar. So I always, when I train young people as well, I say, listen, this is not a dead-end job. Because I walk into restaurants and venues, and I can see people are just not keen on doing the job. I mean, I'm sure you guys have experienced it in terms of service, sitting in a restaurant or sitting at a bar, and you're just not getting that service.
So you're saying this is not a dead-end job.
It's not a dead-end job.
There's a difference between a job and a career.
Yes.
Would you say this is a career?
This is a career. This is for me 100% a career. And I mean, if I look at our community as bartenders, we are probably around 100 guys and girls in the country that are really focused on bar as a career.
And speaking of people who are focused together, you were at a competition this past weekend that you won.
Yes,
South
well,
Africa's
not this past
best.
weekend, like a little while ago, yes.
You
So,
won.
Yeah, I
You did that with a bunch of professionals. How does
Yes.
that feel? What was that process all about?
Oh, so, I mean, the feeling is unreal because I've been competing for years now, obviously. And, I think you can't have enough experience to be ready for it. You've got to really work hard at it and get there. And there's some other guys out there that's just insanely good. And this competition as well, world class, and this was the 11th edition to the comp as well, world class 2019, is probably the greatest competition globally on a global scale. And I've been competing. I have done world class twice now already. Before this one now, and I came to regionals, but I was never really serious about it. I also had a business to run, so I was kind of focusing on that. And then this year, I sort of, the one guy at Diageo, Bradley Jacobs, he actually kind of forced me into entering this year because I wasn't gonna, and then I did, and
voila!
And then as soon as I got to regionals, and the challenges that they gave us at regionals was really cool as well. So I really enjoyed them, and when I got those, I was already excited. So I said, okay, maybe this is the year. Let me take a chance here and do it. And I mean, in between that, I even went to globals for balls around the world. So I was there trying to focus on world class at the same thing, at the same time. So so came back. I mean, there was definitely a lot of tears involved and a lot of stress and a lot of hair pulling moments. And I mean, we get challenged quite a lot. We had to prepare or plan 16 drinks. And
Imagine.
16 drinks that we had to plan. And then there's a couple of blind challenges as well. So you can't plan for those either. And it's a lot of prep work because you're doing world-class drinks here. It's not just a cosmopolitan or a mojito. You got to really come up with something special.
So you must have a skill to be the best at this thing. You can't, because I'm imagining Upindile chilling with his homies right there, and he's mixing this and that.
And he's thinking, I'm the best. This drink is good.
So a glass has to have a skill for it to be pleasurable.
Yeah, you definitely have to have some skills. So obviously for me, knowledge is kind of power. So I try and read as much as I can. I try and learn a lot more techniques than what I know already. I try and understand the spirit and the product that I work with. So if you think about a chef, I mean, they work with different types of meat and whatever. We work with different spirits. They work with a stove and whatever. We work with ice and other things, you know what I mean? So you got to understand your trade first of all. And also you can never not learn. You keep learning all the time. And then in the other side of it is the creative side. So being creative and coming up with flavors that are different and new and putting that together in a glass that's interesting. When you drink it, it transports you back to your childhood, for instance. So that's kind of where we want to be with this. Obviously.
Okay, we currently have one more minute to chat with you, but I'm going to ask our production assistant to give us 3 more minutes.
Okay.
Please do that, add that on your time because there's so much to talk about.
about.
Owen, you're going to Glasgow in September. What are you nervous about? What are you excited about?
Preparation.
Because, preparation-wise, because you are the best in South Africa. Now you're going there to meet other and compete with other world-class bartenders. Excitement, nervousness, what do those entail?
So I'm super excited. I mean, this is a major turning point in my life. So just going over there and meeting all these big names you know, out there. That's like people like Dale de Graaf and those people that normally comes to these kind of competitions. And then meeting 52 other bartenders on a global level who are the best in their countries. So the learning opportunity there is already massive, you know what I mean? Nervousness, I would say, you know, the previous winner, Travis Kuhn, last year came 5th at World Class Globals. So living up to that sort of standard, you know, I'm going there to win. I mean, that's definitely what I'm going to go do there.
Yeah, make us proud,
Yeah,
man.
I want to
gonna
represent
win.
South Africa
Yes,
in the best
and
way.
we believe in you.
Yeah, and then, you know, and another nervous point is obviously there's pretty much, I've got a month left to do all my prep and planning and whatever. And the challenges this year are quite interesting. They've definitely changed the challenges to be a lot more sort of simple in a way. So the playing field is a bit more open, you know what I mean? So now I'm competing against 52 other guys who all has the ability to really do great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel in previous years and previous comps, money was kind of an issue. So if you didn't have somebody supporting you financially to try and get there was difficult. And then for me, you know, just getting the drinks in my head is the first nervous thing, because for me, creatively, it kind of has to come. It's not something I can force.
Right.
Yeah, and then just going to make the country proud, is, you know, but I'm planning on doing that anyway. So.
You're already making us proud though,
Yeah.
because you submitted your first drink yesterday, if I'm
Yes.
not mistaken,
Yeah.
for the competition, which is really good.
Yeah.
And that's all community based, right?
Yes.
And by community based, you mean?
So community-based challenge. So this is probably one of my favorites that I've ever had to do in terms of challenges. So in a sense, also when I started my company, Sip Exclusive, I actually did it to try and make enough money to do something to give back to the community, right? Because that I feel that that's what enables you to do something, is to have your own thing, make your own money. So with this now, I have an opportunity to make a drink that has an impact on my community. And that can be anything by better process, better buying, you know, and so on and so forth. So I'm doing like an espresso martini twist, but instead of using coffee, I'm going to local rooibos tea farmers, trying to get that. I'm using a lot of waste products, and then I want to try and can this product and sell it on a global level. And profits from the can, I want to work with charities and you know, people and local community to try and do some upliftment, do some upskilling and training, get some people, try and employ some people to do this work for me. You know, and something like this, I have the opportunity to do that now, and it can have legs up and far past the competition itself. And it's something special that I feel that we can really do as a country, with the backing of Diageo and World Class, obviously, you know, and a bit of imagination. I think it can go far. So
All the best for
All the best.
Glasgow. In September, make us proud. Fly that flag very high.
Yep.
We are not allowed to drink in this show, but I'm gonna ask him to come one
Yes,
more
you
time.
must. On my birthday also.
When are you coming through to make us some mocktails?
you guys must just let me know, and I'll be.
And then you teach us how to make some
Yeah,
mocktails.
yeah.
Pindile would love
We
to
can
know how
teach.
to
We
make.
can teach your viewers as well. I mean,
Please, they need to know.
Owen will be back after he goes to Glasgow, and then he's gonna teach us how to make some beautiful mocktails. So make sure that you do not change the dial Monday through Friday right here on Ekse, because he might just surprise you and pop on your TV screen. Right now, it's time for us to go on the flip side, and when we return, there's more of Ekse. Good luck, and thank you for coming.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Interesting chat.
Yeah.